Hi guys, thank you for watching my channel. Today we're going to be talking about Neptune in the second house. So what is Neptune? Neptune is our dreams, it's our boundless self, it's our selfless devotion, it's delusions, it's where we crave something yet can't quite seem to grasp it. It's where we escape reality or transcend beyond ourselves. It is also where we transcend through meditation, through love, sex, creativity, drugs, or alcohol. It is where we love conditionally and we can devote ourselves wholeheartedly to a person or a cause. It is where we can deceive or be deceived. It is where we look to be saved or save another, where we can become a martyr. It is where we may be confused or lack direction in our life. It is also where we may find that we are guilty or that we feel guilty about things, sometimes things that we shouldn't be feeling guilty about. What is the second house? The second house is our self-esteem. It's our values. It's our money, our resources, and our possessions. It's our family structure growing up. It's also our voice and our manner of speech. And it is building security through attaining our goals in life. It's material security. Before we get started, I would like to remind everyone that no one placement defines you, that we are complex beings, and that these videos are meant to encourage, to give you self-empowerment, and to give you a higher consciousness and awareness. They are never meant to discourage, and they are my personal interpretation. So please take what speaks to you and release the rest. And let's get started. Neptune in the second house. This is an interesting placement because the second house is material, tangible worth and security in life, with the planet of dreams, illusions, and spirituality here. So this is really kind of a fish out of water type scenario, but that doesn't mean that it's not manageable and that we can't learn how to deal with this placement as we gain more awareness. Neptune in the second, you may actually feel guilty for having money, where even if you are financially stable or in a good position, it could make you feel like maybe you don't fully deserve it, or that everyone should succeed, the same as you. On another hand, you could feel that, you would see that there are people who are rich and who don't share with the poor, and that could also really bug you, where you're like, okay, no, as a collective, everyone should be able to be comfortable. And this may make you almost like an advocate for people who are struggling financially, or who are living in poverty or in an oppressive type situation. There could be another issue where you work extremely hard at your job, or just in general, whatever it is that you're doing. You may actually feel guilty about asking to be paid or to be valued for what you do. It may be something where, you may perform services or do favors for someone, but you're not someone who would ever, one, ask to be paid, or two, maybe ask for that favor to be returned even when you actually may need that favor. You may be someone who is so generous that people may end up actually taking advantage of your goodness and your generosity. You are someone that you could lack boundaries when it comes to finances, and you may really have difficulty handling your finances in a practical and straightforward way. This may be something where, you're not someone who's going to be checking your bank accounts or who knows what's in there half the time, or who is really concerned about every purchase and really, kind of like keeping a little spreadsheet of your mind of like everything, kind of maybe like where maybe a Capricorn type person would be more meticulous about that. You're someone who money is like a feeling for you. Money is a means to an end. It's kind of almost like a necessary evil. Although you may have a confusing relationship with possessions and money, you may actually kind of fantasize about having more money or living a grand life or having certain possessions where you feel like one day when I make this much money or when I buy this car or live in this house, everything is going to be wonderful. It's almost like, that would be heaven on earth. However, once you do hit those milestones, you may also be someone who realizes very quickly that it really doesn't satisfy you. You still have this deep sense of feeling not fulfilled. You're probably not someone who is connected to items for what they are. You're connected to these items for how they make you feel. You may be an emotional spender. You may get an idea and you want to build a chicken coop in the backyard because it reminds you of your childhood growing up, and it just brings these amazing feelings up. So you may not even have all the money to spend on that chicken coop, but for you it doesn't matter because it's about the feeling. It's about obtaining the feeling. It's not actually about the actual chicken coop, if that makes any sense. I have to confess, I do have Venus in Pisces. So having Venus as the ruler of the second house and Pisces, the ruler of Neptune, I can definitely relate to this placement. So I feel for you guys. I have been known to be a little bit of an emotional spender and to not really be super focused on finances. And I can give you an example. So, in real estate, I was asked when I started by my coach. She was like, okay, so why did you start real estate? And I said, well, because, my grandma was in real estate and she was someone that I really looked up to, and she would take me to open houses and to home previews. And as a kid, I just remember feeling like so in awe of all the different houses and imagining myself living there. And just, it was such like a fun, amazing experience. And my grandma was successful, and finding someone a home is like finding someone this sacred space that they will build all of their memories in, that they will build a family in. It's their security, it's this nest. And I kind of just kept on going on and on and on about, why I joined real estate. And she was like, okay, so is there anything else? And I basically just exhausted myself talking about all the reasons why I wanted to join real estate. And I was really like, no, I don't think there's anything else. And she was like, so what about money? And I was like, oh my God, like I really didn't think about that because that wasn't ever my priority. And I had to laugh, and I kind of felt embarrassed because that just didn't pop into my mind. So I'm sorry for going off track and telling you this story, but I feel like this is very relevant to Neptune in the second house, right? Like, do you guys have these experiences? If you do, please comment, because oh my gosh, I feel you. So as you can see, I am definitely not a qualified financial advisor to help you spend more wisely technically, but I have with time learned to keep myself accountable by asking myself a few simple questions before I spend money. And this may be helpful for you as well. You know, these questions are kind of very basic, like, do I really need this? Or do I just want this? And how long am I going to use this? Is this something that I'm going to donate within the next year? I just kind of set up my own questions that kind of work for me, and I do try to ask myself this, and I do feel like that has been helpful. And so I do hope that those tips will be helpful for you as well. The bottom line also with Neptune in the second house is that there could be an underlying feeling of unworthiness and a lack of truly valuing yourself for who you are. This could have come from just not really knowing what you really value. And this is something that you will have to consciously work at to build and create your own value system. And I highly recommend, especially with Neptune, because Neptune is hard to grasp and to even remember, to write things down here, to maybe just take some time out and journal, or just think about the people that you admire and to write down really and try to put in what it is that you value and why you value it, and to create and to spend that time to really create a value system that really feels right for you. I truly cannot speak for everyone when it comes to what they value, but me having Venus in Pisces, I have to say that I do feel like what you value here, and it does depend on what sign is in your second house, could be related to some form of spirituality. And spending time with yourself, getting to know your higher self, nurturing the divine being within you is something that can never be valued enough. And this can be through meditation, through being in nature, through reading books, journaling, spending time alone, or within a spiritual group. I would say that throughout my life, I've found that valuing spirituality and spending time investing in that has been something that has truly brought meaning to my life, as well as even more material security. And that is another thing I do want to bring up, because Neptune in the second house specifically, this could be where you could have a very strong belief that you can manifest with positive intentions and true belief finances into your life. And I know that there are critics out there that would say, okay, no, that's not the advice you should give. But honestly, I believe that that is possible. And once again, I have to say, Pisces Venus here, but don't stop believing. Don't stop believing, because I have seen it happen in my life. And as long as you know you're doing the right thing in your heart and soul, and you've written down your values, and you're doing what you know is right, then I do believe that you will be taken care of in certain ways that you need to be taken care of. So keep the faith, guys. Keep the faith. Neptune in the second. You guys have an amazing gift to just really see the essence of something, regardless of the physical or material form. You value things based on how they feel and what they mean to you on a deeper level. And that is a beautiful gift to have. You may be gifted in professions such as painting, acting, dancing, writing and poetry, the healing arts, as well as even, selling or the education of holistic medications such as herbalism and even essential oils. Once you begin to understand and value yourself as someone who is not motivated by money, but by feeling, dreams, and spirituality, you also need to remember that that is absolutely worthy and amazing qualities to have, not just as a person, but even in a professional field. You can absolutely have every right to be paid and valued for what you're worth. I mean, we're in a world where most people that you ask, they care more about money than the essence of something or how something makes them feel. At the end of the day, they want to see the dollar, and maybe that's something where you may struggle in, but with awareness and learning how to balance and to take more time out to work on that aspect of your life, you have to recognize what a true gift that is and how you can also use that to help yourself gain security in life and to know that there is no reason to feel guilty about that. You deserve it and you are absolutely worth it. So, guys, that is my interpretation of Neptune in the second house. I hope this was helpful. Please comment below and let me know what your personal experiences are. And I hope to see you guys next week. Bye.